Okay, friends, welcome back. Oh, crikey. So, we took rather a lot more damage than I would have preferred in the fight before we got into these orcs. 15 of them. Yeah, no, we 100% have to pull them into reinforcements here. As is so often the case with Battle Brothers, this is... Oh, whoopsie, wrong button. The kind of fight we can win, but not without damage. You got to bear in mind that even these little orc young, they can take one swing of an axe and just wreck the basic mail that we have. We would have a fair chance of getting down a spear wall and shooting them to bits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's hang on to that hand axe, why not? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cleavers. Excellent, those are backups, that's all good. I would say that I do genuinely dislike spending this time running around trying to get back, trying to get reinforcements, but I do think it's necessary. Caravan hands, it's only a few guards, that wouldn't be enough to take the heat off of us. Actually, it might have been. You see, if I had stronger archers, or if I had warbows on these two, I'd feel so much stronger about taking them on now, because then the lads up front could just keep the spear wall down, and between William King and Cesar, we'd make really short work of those orcs. But hey, this is Iron Man for you. So let's see, Thunstetten. Okay, well we're kind of leading ourselves into a corner here if we go down south. There is a watchtower at Krakenland, so if there's going to be soldiers, they're likely to be there. I don't want to go west and all the way up there. Okay, so we'll lead them down past Thunstetten and Krakenland, and then if we don't run into any backup, then we'll just have to fight them ourselves. There's obviously a limit to the amount of time I want to spend running around with these things. Okay, it looks like we're not going to get backup. Okay, that trading caravan is going to be our best bet. A few caravan guards, some hands. Do we bother with the spears? I'm not sure we do, because a bunch of my guys have weapon specialization already. And we are going to have these caravan guards and hands to help us. So what you do is we stagger the formation like this, and then hopefully the caravan guards will go into those little spaces. Crossbow, yes. Throwing weapon, yes. If we didn't have the caravan guards and hands, I would absolutely have given everybody the spears. You see, but because I'm expecting these guys to come forward and help. Look at how rubbish the gear is on the caravan guards. Oof. See, because that caravan guard moved forward, I was fairly confident that Cesar could just stay put and shoot, and that these guys would come forward, but now they're not going to. So on the plus side, I'm only seeing 2 axes so far. All of these, we can just keep shield walls up. 44, 46, 48, 54. Yeah, I did give William King the second quiver of arrows, so that's fine. 69. 73. So actually, Michael Storr, you made an interesting comment that you thought Nimble was changed. That you said it increases hit points rather than reducing damage taken. Which, there's a subtle difference in what we might mean here. And I think you might actually be right, because my understanding was that it reduces total damage, but here it's saying only receive damage. But here's the key thing: it says only receive 41% of any damage 2 hit points. So that suggests then that it isn't a flat damage reduction, which then reduces the amount of damage your armor takes as well. So I think, judging by that description, it'll first do the armor damage calculation, which if you didn't have Nimble would have, let's say, 10%. Let's say you get hit by something, it does 20 armor damage, and 10 of that goes through and does 10 hit point damage. With Nimble then, you still take the full 20 armor damage, but instead of 10 hit points damage, I've got 60% reduction, so I will only take 4 hit points damage. Which then suggests that if you're going to use Nimble, you give the person holding it almost no armor, and you just give them a gigantic amount of hit points. Just interesting. Do we bother putting shields up? Kind of no, because these lads are going to move forward and stun anyway. No, fuck it. Shields up. Except for Mersault, he's far enough back. Here they come. Rip my shield. If they're going to break anyone's shield, it's best that it's my Mace Masters, because they want to have their two-handed weapons out anyway. But that is fucking scary, to only have 115 points of armor. Fuck's sake. I could... I'm going to wait, because I might want to rotate these hands forward. Okay, I thought the hands weren't going to come forward and help. Great damage, Shazar. So I'm a little bit worried about Clint being that exposed, but what I'm hoping is that enough of the heat will be taken off him by the fact that there's hands next to him, or caravan hands. Hoping the orcs will go for the caravan hands. And look at this accuracy, I need to be using my pike instead. We'll see. 54 is not bad. It's actually the best. So they're all turned done. Okay, that then suggests that I need to shield up and wait again. Just be patient. See, so Chubrak, it's tempting to go in there, but then he's going to be double surrounded. 9 times out of 10, I'll go for maintaining the formation over getting in an extra hit. Like moving Chubrak in there would be suicidal. He'd be triple surrounded. Could I get an attack off here in the center of the formation? I'm thinking that I may well want to rotate Cloud McDowd out here. I want Legu behind Clint, so Legu can rotate Clint out if he has to in an emergency. That looks painful. Oh, Clint. I just hope Clint can get an attack off before I rotate him out. He's going to get one attack and then he's got to rotate out. This is the problem with the shite rubbish body armor we have. Oh, how do you miss that? See, he's stunned again. Fuck's sake. Yeah, I should have used spears. .48, 73 is a good hit. stuff, William. 51, 47, 75. Ooh! It's a 1 in 2 chance to hit. Clint, what is your initiative like? 60. There's a okay chance he might get to attack before that Orc Young does. We'll leave him there on the front line one more turn. See, I need that little piece of shit to move forward. It's way too dangerous to move in there. Oh, great hit. Then let's get the pike out instead. Rip, caravan guard. So going in there is crazy, but that is doable. Bam. I don't mind them throwing their javelins at all. I mean, even though the javelins do hurt, they don't hurt anywhere near as enough as their melee weapons. Whew, you know he did. Lash, definitely worth it. I've been toying with the idea of giving my flail guys crippling strikes, just because head injuries are fucking devastating. If you can hit someone and give them a concussion or a fractured skull, that's minus 50% to all their stats. And then they are just out of that fight. They're completely combat ineffective. But then if I go for that, then the 3-headed flail is nowhere near as useful. You lucky motherfucker, you. There's also the suggestion of taking crippling strikes on the rondel dagger, but like the argument for it is that you can injure the big beefy lads. I'm thinking your orc warriors, your warlords even. But as you can see with the rondel, and this is not even a legendary, if we can pick up a legendary rondel with higher base damage, you're going to be injuring more often than not. For me, the counter argument of crippling strikes on a dagger master is that you are making them roll for injuries anyway. But then you got to weigh that up against how useful is it when you wound something that's really big and dangerous. Shot Laderack. He has a problem. We got to get Chubrak out of there. Is there anyone that we can maybe kill? I think this lad's our best bet. Great shots. And I've forgotten my little trick of carrying a spare shield against orcs. I should have done that. That's a habit I gotta get back into. It's in 10 turns, 11 turns. Whoo, you know he did. He ain't gonna be in Rush Hour 3. Do I even need to get my shield out? I don't think so. Both of these guys are dazed. I keep being blown away by how effective Clout McDowd is with his crossbow, and it also shows you that a hunter, even like, I mean, he doesn't have stars there, but he's okay. I feel like this setup wouldn't have been good enough for an archer, but for a crossbowman, the lower range skill is, you can kind of work with it because the crossbows are more forgiving. Good dodging, Situbrak. And then back to the point of crippling strikes. Owie! Fractured ribs. How painful must that be? Yeah, get wrecked! Nice! That's pretty okay damage just for a little tier 2 flail. Good shot. So unbelievably, some of the caravan guards have actually survived this. MVP in that fight, probably Clint. Human punching bag. Completely the hammer raider, let's see. Oh yeah, that's very good fatigue and melee resistance will take. See, at this level I could actually take hammer specialization and we can buy him a pole hammer for him to use in the back line as he keeps leveling up. But we'll just take rotation, play the numbers, safe. So as a sergeant, let's see. At this point, I feel like he has enough fatigue. We've got to get his defenses up. He's got to be able to rotate. He's nimble. The 78 is still it's not really that high. But if I take rid of the troops on him now, then we can at least start trying to take on groups of enemy Geists. The other option is we wait one more level for ready the troops. Now fuck it, let's just take it. Having a second person to rally is always good. Okay, Legume, the shield breaker, is becoming quite a beast. Look at his fatigue. I can't stand taking a +1. There's an outside chance I could chuck a few points into ranged skill with quick hands and bags and belts. He can always actually start off with a crossbow and then quick hands to that and then quick hands to that. Why the fuck not? Why not, he says. Even if for no reason other than what I want to test, what one of you guys have suggested is that if you just have people with ranged weapons out, the AI is more likely to charge you. Even if they have, you know, rubbish ranged skill. Which Legume does. I'm so tempted to take adrenaline. I love adrenaline on a shield breaker. It's such a good skill. Fortified mind for extra resolve. And my shield breakers and my pikemen, it's their job to fight the worst of the worst when it comes to undead. And if we're fighting a big group of undead with Geists in, we're only going to go in with 2 archers and the extra backline guys, so fine. Fortified mind. Oof, Clint, you've earned some time off, my friend. So what are these worth? 180, not worth repairing, but the axes and the maces certainly are. 20 ranged defense is 25. I remember for a while these feral shields actually had 25 ranged defense. And given their lower fatigue cost than the kite shields, they were actually worth giving to your front line when the enemy had a high number of ranged enemies. That's a good habit. Carry that. Carry that. You have quick hands? No, but you do have weight to carry extra stuff. I need to test whether poisoned oil gets applied when you puncture. I assume it will. And I want to see how much damage 3 stacks of poison oil will do with 3 attacks. See, this is something I need to bear in mind. When you get given a hunt down marauding greenskins task, you go to the city where they're marauding and then lead them back to where you were given the mission, and then hopefully on the way back you get reinforcements. Reinforcements help you, and you just happen to be right back where you started. We already have a caravan hand. The caravan hand passive event has a chance to proc once they're level 6, so hopefully any minute now we'll get extra inventory space for free. 3,000. Oh, look at that, it's so cheap! I'm gonna make a fortune off of that. We'll repair all that first. We'll find ammunition is a bit expensive still. We can actually make money off of all that booze. I know you lads love a drink. Come on, 7 days. Nope, sorry, that is too dangerous. Reaving for 5 days. No thanks. Follow the tracks, return the staff. Should be a quick, easy mission. Nice, just some raiders. In fact, I might even want to give my other fodder a quick mission. To cheer him up a bit. But I need to keep leveling everybody, so... Well, DK, you'll be the next in line. Balloonski is just getting this mission. While Clint heals up. And Legu, you just hit level 8. Stab, stab, stab with daggers. Bish, bash, bosh. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this money we've got saved up and go off into the wilderness and find some more of those small orc caves. Nice! A Dane axe. Geef Dane axe. Fucking noob. Wait for him to get closer, boys. We'll murder all these nerds. And hopefully we'll bash him on the head as well. I want to see where he goes first. So I'm better off with the pike. I tell you, completely has real potential. I mean, 73 at level 5 is fantastic. And 3 stars of fatigue. And 3 stars of resolve. Holy crap, he's already far better than Cloud McDowell. Shit, as a sergeant. Anyways, I've made the decision, I'll stay with it. We'll wait, we'll throw 1 axe and then we'll quick hand to the pike on the next turn. Okay, interesting. Right in the face. Oh, come on, Cloud, let us down. I'm coming up on 1400 hours in this game and it never ceases to amaze me how much there is. Yes! Second long axe. There is to learn. So like for me, the big takeaway from this campaign has been an appreciation for solid defensive skills. For the longest while, my approach has been the best defense is an overwhelming offense, as Eisenbart just casually shanks these two mofos like he's a fucking prison killer. Which actually kind of illustrates the point about the best defense being good offense, but not always. Sometimes the best defense is a legit defense. And Lodorak has surprised me with how good he is. He's really good with his defense. When the DLC comes out and I'm actually able to play the peasant mob, what I want to try, now bear in mind we're going to have 19 lads in the team, I'm going to do probably an 8 and 10 formation, so 8 up front, 10 at the back, or maybe even a 7-12. We'll play with the numbers, but the guys on the front will be purely tanks. Just the guys with stars and hit points and melee defense, and you just 100% of everything you give them is to keep them alive and make them unkillable. Which I think would then allow me to have the back line be all my guys with melee stars and ranged stars, and they can be our, you know, absolute killers. Lots of crossbowmen, ninjas even. And there was another tactic that I need to start doing with my ninjas. So let's say, for example, Leggy was a ninja and he's got the throwing weapons. Oh, here we go. So, like, completely would be a better example. Even though this is supposed to be my front line with Mersault, and completely is the ninja, I should start combat with him out front, because Mersault's got rotation anyway. So you have completely out front, throwing his weapons, throwing. The enemy closes into melee range, rotate him out, and then Mersault goes to work, and then he can, you know, keep doing his thing. That's something that I might even try with my archers once my archers are higher level defensively. I want to start playing with AI to see how better we can manipulate the AI to charge us when it otherwise might not. Off chance hoping they might sell us some more stuff. Might have some more wine and mead for us to buy cheap. Let's start buying paint sets. And then our lads who have heater shields with shield expert are likely to not have them destroyed anytime soon. Nice! Eisenbart! The blazing sun. Wear it proudly, my friend. And so what sort of paint scheme should we start going for the armor? I feel like yellow and red. I don't think plain yellow is an option. You know, plain red could also work, but I think I like yellow and red. Red with the yellow accent. Look at that. V370, 580, that's almost 200 gold profit. Almost 50 gold profit, 30 gold profit. Cash money! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. That's all kind of junk. Should also start stacking up javelins. So the lads up front, like Mersault for example, if he's in a fight where I don't expect him to need the wooden stick, it's like zombies or whatever, and like for example these guys are all carrying daggers, but really I got to get myself into the mental space where I realize the dagger is only for daggering down enemies if I want their armor. So they shouldn't be carrying the dagger by default. They should carry like javelins or throwing axes by default. So we can throw them as the enemies approach. Sorry, hang on. Tools. 420. Get out of your fucking mind. I'm just checking to see whether we can pick up a cultist or maybe a... what are they called again? Here we go. Witch Hunter. We've actually already got a Witch Hunter. Let's go stock up on tools and then go explore. Let's see, what is this? Drive off brigands. We will certainly do that. And what's this? We'll do both of these, but we just need to pop across to Kaivada. Ooh, witch burnings. That's cheap medical supplies. $290, we can maybe squeeze some profit out of that. Direwolf pelt mantle. So they've actually buffed these pelt mantles. So plus 15 durability and no extra weight, which I really like. Mersault, I think it's actually decent to give him the pelt mantle for the extra little bit of armor. And like I could affix some pauldrons to it, but then his fatigue is getting a touch low. So 165, that's okay. It's okay. We'll hold him over for a while. Okay, Clout McDoubt. I was thinking of giving him footwork, but no, he does actually need to rotate and keep people alive. And with 7 melee defense, that's okay. You like dogs? What? Dogs? Oh, dogs. Yeah. What a dog. Cave of Midnight, full of treasure. Ooh. Off to the west. We can go check what's in there, but I have a suspicion it's going to be ancient legionaries and nasty shit. We'll go back to Krakenland. There's 2 good missions for us to do there. Hang on, that is unless... Where's Sandfest? If Sandfest has a workshop, maybe we just go there and get the maximum tools. It does, okay. $244, not bad. 98, 140. Okay, and a bit of profit. Do we think we can get more than 330? Probably not. Another military cleaver, always tempting. Grave diggers, another witch hunter. But I don't want to take a punt on him unless he's got some, you know, really good passive skill. I still believe that we just have to keep on trying to get hunters. Righto, follow the tracks. What was the other one? Oh yes, let's do this one first. Cheers, boys. Oh, stone dog. Himself absolutely smashed. Okay, I don't want these 2 low-level lads together. Right, what are we up against? Some thugs, a few marksmen. I don't mind a few marksmen, but still, it is worth giving kite shields. So check the ranged defense numbers. 26 is the lowest so far. 30, 30, 44. 26 on DK Junior. Note to self, just give him a few more points in range defense. 18 range defense and anticipation, and 22. Once I give Nimble to these two, then I'll start them on the front and just see what that does to the AI. I just don't want to take the chance now that I start them out front, and then they get two-shot by some crossbows. I also want to think a bit about how the hit point calculations are done when it's a headshot with Nimble. Because that'll determine whether or not it's worth it to give the person, it's called again, Steel Brow. No, too low. Let's move everybody forward by one. Except for you, Defrosty. That's why I love the shield breakers. He's so versatile. Like, I mean, he can fight with his long axe if he has to, but he can also, in a pinch, fight hand to hand. Nice, completely. So this dude here, oh, he's our #1 target on the following turn. In fact, 8%, 14%, 2 8% might be the better way to go. Because of that reason. Aloysius moves forward, Clout moves forward here. 48, 58. That should have been a 5. Yep. Ow. Wait, does that do no damage? Okay, I just see. Okay, so Nimble, that answers the question I had about Nimble. Even though the description says reduces hit point damage taken, I'm pretty damn sure, because look, he got hit there, Nimble triggered, and he took 0 hit point damage. So it looks to me like Nimble procs before armor damage calculation, which is what I hoped. So he got hit by that hunter's bow, which is how much damage? 40 to 60, and he only took 26. That's 15 plus 9, so 24 armor damage. Oh my god, Cesar! That's a brave thug. I don't like being at height disadvantage against the thug, but it's just a thug. See, so 45's way better chance with the pike. Yes, William King. Defrosty. And see, that sort of performance you saw there, and I mean, imagine if that is a tier 3 axe, is what makes me think that my peasant mob, with the increased backline numbers, could have some real horsepower. Nice dodge. Nice. Slaughter them! Yes! It feels like Dovecool's chosen, the Bloody Dawn. We are fully up and running now. At least when it comes to fighting bandits now. And now I need to start clearing out bandit layers. And we've been unlucky with the armor we've gotten from bandit leaders, but I think we've got to give ourselves more of a chance to get that to proc. Careful. Perhaps what we do is, before we set out into the wilderness, we buy a falcon. And then any ruins we come across, we can at least just see what's in there. Oh, you lucky bastard. Get him, boys. We've still got Cat Chaser. Cat Chaser is the first dog we ever bought. Who's a good boy? You're a good boy, Cat Chaser. You're a bad dog. Can get him. Boys, we're so close. Come on, guys, kill him. Nice. I have very high hopes for Completely. With the numbers he's putting out, it's very, very, very promising. Nope. Southern houses. We'll look after the southern houses. We shall not backstab them. I want to get to Allied as soon as I can. I think I might hang on to that crossbow, you know. 4, 2, 3, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4. Who am I trying to level up here? Probably Completely. But it is getting a touch expensive now. Cash money. This should be pretty much the same fight. Marksman. Here we go. This is some though, rather than many. We can keep the same loadout. Clint is still hurting. Stone Dog is hanging like a mofo. Yeah, let's keep the same lads, same setup. And between Cesar and William King, I'm pretty confident we can outshoot those marksmen, even if it is some of them rather than just a few. Quick armor check. Yeah, that's all good. Okay, we'll take a little break. When we come back, we'll go clear out Forgotten Hut. That should give us enough money then. We can move out to Gelbstadt, and then I want to go all the way around here. We might actually want to clear out Moldy Shelter and the other Orc one over there, just to get 2 of the 4 done. This is taking too long now. We need to get this done. Thanks for watching, friends. I'm Stobbie 149. This is Battle Brothers, and I'll see you next time.